At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to many demons, with the demon god standing before them. It's explained that thousands of years ago, the demon beasts were ruled by the dragon clan, with the one at the top known as the demon god. The demon god, with overwhelming ambition, led an army of magical beasts to sweep across the human world. His greed knew no bounds, aiming to cover every corner of the world in endless darkness. At that time, humanity was forced to face this threat, which led to the unlocking of their full potential and the achievement of spiritual awakening. Among those who awakened was the ability to control beasts, and those who possessed it were known as beast tamers. Next, we see a girl sitting on a white lion. The lion shoots a purple energy beam from its mouth, striking a dragon and sending it crashing into a building where the main character, Xiao Xingyu, a third-year student in Class 1 at Xiangnan High School, watches in shock. The lion's impact causes some blood to splatter on Xiao Xingyu's face, making him momentarily think he's about to die, and he even begins to recall all the gods. But he survives, falling from the building, and wipes the blood off his face, only to see the girl on the lion before him. She turns out to be Su Ruyan, the headmaster of Qinglong Academy. The headmaster hands him a card, saying it's compensation from the academy. After saying this, she and her subordinates ride away on their beasts. Seeing the card, Xiao thinks to himself that in this world, everyone dreams of becoming a beast tamer, and he too wishes to become one. But he can't afford a beast. Just then, a dog approaches him and starts licking him. Picking up the dog, Xiao wonders if it could be his companion beast. As he looks at the dog, he remembers reading about it in a book, where it was called a galehound, a creature with a weak bloodline that doesn't require spiritual power. He considers raising it and using it to take the beast taming exam. However, he realizes the National Beast Tamer exam is only 3 days away, and he isn't prepared. Plus, he doubts the dog would have a promising future with him. Thinking this over, he decides to go to the Qingfeng City Market, where he stands outside a beast tamer store with the dog, intending to give it away to someone who could care for it better. As he waits, the store owner comes out and asks why he's standing there so early. Xiao offers the dog to him, saying he wants the beast. The store owner pushes it away, saying the galehound has no evolutionary path. Xiao holds onto the dog, annoyed, and tells the owner that if he didn't want it, he could have simply said no without being rude. Suddenly, a system panel appears over the galehound, showing lots of information about it, including hidden talents and an evolution path that could turn it into powerful forms like the Hellgale Wolf, Hell Nether Wolf, and Divine Inferno Yama Wolf. Xiao can hardly believe his eyes and rubs them, trying to see clearly. Just then, a boy with purple hair named Suja, a third-year student in Class 1 at Xiangnan High School and the son of Qingfeng City's richest man, arrives. He mocks Xiao, saying he heard Xiao isn't participating in the national exam because he doesn't have a beast. Then, seeing the galehound, he comments that Xiao has managed to get one somehow. Xiao moves the galehound aside and tells Suja to stay out of his business. Suja taunts him further, mentioning that Xiao's ex-girlfriend Lin had said he wouldn't take the exam. He adds that even if Xiao tries, he won't pass, laughing loudly. Then Xiao's ex-girlfriend arrives and scolds Suja, asking where he's been since she has been looking for him. Suja explains he ran into an old friend and gestures to Xiao, but the girl insists she doesn't care where Xiao is or what he does. Xiao, angered, tells her that he had helped her during his low times and reminds her that she was the one who left him. As Xiao walks away, Suja taunts him from behind, saying he'll see him at the National Beast Tamer exam. His ex-girlfriend pulls Suja back, calling Xiao a loser. The scene shifts to 3 days later, where all the young stars of Qingfeng City have gathered to take the National Beast Tamer exam. Xiao also arrives to participate and stands in front of a crystal ball on a tablet, greeting the examiner who will conduct his test. As Xiao steps forward, the instructor recalls that he is the student who applied to represent Qingfeng District at their academy. Just then, Suja, the boy with purple hair, approaches Xiao and taunts him, saying he doesn't know his own limits. Only 8 students have taken this exam in the past 5 years, and all of them failed. Suja declares that if Xiao manages to pass, he'll kneel down and call him Dad. Hearing this, Xiao accepts the challenge. Seeing Xiao ready, the instructor warns him that if he fails this exam, he'll never be able to get admitted to any other Beastmaster Academy. Xiao accepts all the terms and signals for the exam to start. His first test is a spirit power test, where he is instructed to place his hand on the crystal ball. As soon as he does, the crystal ball begins to glow, and his spirit power level is shown to be 316. The other students start laughing at him, and even the instructor thinks Xiao is not anything special. But suddenly, the instructor notices the numbers on the crystal ball changing. To everyone's surprise, the numbers continue to rise until they reach 1028, and cracks start to appear on the crystal ball. Seeing Xiao's spirit power, the instructor thinks to himself, spirit power determines how many beasts a beast master can contract. Every 100 points allow for one beast, so a score of 1028 means Xiao has the potential to become a 10-star beast master. There have only been a few like this in the past decades within the Dragon Kingdom. It looks like the kingdom has found its next genius. The spectators start comparing Xiao to a student from last year named Yiningshuang, who had a spirit power of 1030, just 2 points higher than Xiao. Hearing the praise Xiao is getting, Suzhou and Zhao's ex-girlfriend taunt him, saying that he'll surely fail the next test, which measures the quality of a beast's bloodline. Amidst all this, a worker approaches the instructor and whispers that there was an error with the spirit power meter, and Zhao's actual score is 1032, which is 2 points higher than Yiningshuang's. The instructor tells the worker to keep this information private. Soon, Zhao's second test begins, where he is instructed to summon his tamed beast. When Xiao summons his beast, a bright light appears, revealing his Gale Hound, which he has named Black Fong. Seeing the Gale Hound, people start muttering that it's the lowest grade beast. The instructor was about to tell Xiao that he had failed this test, but everyone is shocked when Zhao's Gale Hound suddenly evolves to its second stage, transforming into a Hellwind Wolf. The instructor, using a machine to inspect the Hellwind Wolf, sees its evolved form and passes Xiao. Witnessing all of this, Suzhou and Zhao's ex-girlfriend try to sneak away, but Xiao and his Hellwind Wolf intercept them. Xiao asks them where they're going without calling him Dad, as they promised. Suzhou, unwilling to do so, tries to walk away, but Xiao orders Black Fong to stop him. Black Fong places a paw on Suzhou, forcing him to kneel, and Suzhou fearfully calls Xiao Dad. Xiao, however, says he doesn't need a son like him and walks away. Zhao's ex-girlfriend then tries to win him back, but Xiao coldly replies that he doesn't want to return to the past, leaving her there as she sits on the ground, filled with regret. As Xiao leaves, he tries to call his sister to share his success with her, but he hears strange noises on the other end before the call cuts off. Meanwhile, in another area, a beast is attacking, and people are fleeing to survive. Zhao's sister is there, trying to protect a young boy by sheltering him behind a broken wall. Suddenly, the beast appears behind her, and she realizes the danger she's in, feeling a wave of fear. As Xiao is struggling, he arrives just in time to save his sister, summoning his Gale Hound, Black Fong, for help. In the intense situation, Zhao's eyes start bleeding, and a system panel appears in front of him, displaying available skills for his Hellstorm Wolf, Black Fong, which include Hellhowl and Hellbind. He tries to activate the skills by selecting yes, but nothing happens. Meanwhile, the large scorpion beast is preparing to attack with its stinger. Xiao then commands Black Fong to evolve to its second stage and attack the scorpion beast. Black Fong releases a powerful energy beam from its mouth, completely obliterating the beast. Xiao is shocked by the sheer power of a beast master, almost unable to believe it himself. After defeating the beast, he goes to check on his sister. Seeing him like this, she asks how he managed to pull it off, and he responds that he's now a beast master. Just then, his contracted beast comes over, and Xiao introduces it to his sister. He then safely escorts his sister and the young girl they saved to their mother. After handing the girl over to her mother, Xiao returns to the defeated scorpion beast to extract its beast core, which he examines before giving it to Black Fong. He then announces to everyone around that the beast is dead, and they can all relax. The people around him cheer, calling him a hero, and the young girl he saved comes up to him and says she wants to grow up to be a beast master just like him. The scene shifts to Xiao resting in his damaged home. His sister quietly enters and notices a dragon-shaped mark on his chest. She speaks to someone on the phone, saying, The Dragon Rune Crush is still in place, and the seal on the Dragon King's essence remains intact. So why is Xiao able to form a beast contract? This doesn't make any sense. The person on the other end replies, it's like fate is doing something with him. Keep a close eye on him. Zhao's sister responds, assuring them that she's watching him closely. In the next scene, Xiao and his sister are at the city train station, ready to head toward the academy. Their neighbors have come to bid them farewell and brought many gifts for them. As the train arrives, Xiao tells everyone they might not see him again if he doesn't come back during the break. And with that, he and his sister board the train and take their seats. A few hours later, an announcement comes over the trains. Speakers, passengers, please take note. There are reports of beasts along the railway ahead. There may be some train shaking. Shortly after, another announcement says, passengers, the train has successfully passed through the danger section. We are proceeding as normal. Everyone relaxes and starts talking, asking Xiao about when his school will start. Suddenly, the train begins to shake violently, and they are alerted by an announcement. A group of beasts known as three-eyed giant apes has been spotted ahead. Hearing this, the passengers become frightened. Suddenly, these beasts break through the roof of the train and enter the carriage. Seeing this, Xiao tells his sister to take cover. An ape beast attacks him, but a fox beast appears and knocks the ape beast back with its tail. The tamer of this fox beast also appears, urging Xiao to leave. She is introduced as Qin Yanran, daughter of the president of the Sky Guild. Holding her staff, she commands her beast to attack the intruding beasts. Xiao is amazed to see that her Thunder Fox has reached the 3rd tier, and he thinks they are safe. However, due to the large number of ape beasts, she can only fend off a few at a time. Suddenly, 2 more ape beasts launch an attack on her from behind. At that moment, Xiao makes a cool entrance with his beast, Black Fong, and commands it to use Inferno Bind. This move binds the beasts in chains, causing them to fall to the ground. Impressed, the girl asks Xiao if he is also a beast master and thanks him for helping her. Xiao replies that any beast master would have done the same in that situation. Just then, Xiao notices something unusual about her beast and sees a system panel with its status. Status: depressed, lethargic diagnosis. Post-battle trauma treatment. Crush anemone flower, soak in hot water, add a thunder attribute catalyst, then mix in the fully dissolved core of a water-type magical beast. Seeing this, Xiao asks the girl, has your beast been getting overly excited in battle, but then shows signs of lethargy and even self-harm afterward? Hearing his question, she is surprised and asks how he knew. Xiao, slightly nervous, says he read about it in the Beast Master Ailments Guide. Hearing this, she happily pats him hard on the back and thanks him again for telling her about the treatment for her beast. She then pulls him closer and declares that from now on, he's her little brother. On the other hand, Zhao's sister, watching them together, starts to look at them with a jealous glare. Zhao's sister comes between them, holds his hand, and says, he's not anyone's little brother. He's her little brother. Hearing this, the boys also pull Xiao toward themselves and say, from now on, he's our little brother too. This causes an argument between the two, and Xiao gets caught up in their fight. The scene then shifts to the central plaza of Azure Dragon Academy, where all the new students are standing in line. On the stage are the Academy's vice principal and the dean of education. Suddenly, the principal lands on the stage, sitting atop a purple lion. Seeing her, the vice principal announces that she has something to say to the new students. When Xiao sees this woman, he's shocked because he didn't know that the person who killed the Shadow Demon Dragon was actually the principal of Azure Dragon Academy. The principal congratulates the students but also gives them a warning. No matter whether someone comes from an influential family or humble beginnings, in Azure Dragon Academy, everyone must follow my rules, especially Rule 8. If conflicts arise between students, regardless of who's right or wrong, they must be resolved through a duel in the ring. Hearing this, the protagonist thinks, Rule 8 seems strict, but it's fair. Influential families won't be able to bully others or abuse their power, and even ordinary students can seek justice through their fists. Afterward, outside a classroom, there's a commotion. A boy wearing a black coat points at the protagonist and says, so, you Ri Shaoxing you? I can't believe I am in the same class as you. You re the one whose spiritual power almost rivals Senior Yi Ningxuang. Just then, the teacher enters the class. Seeing the boy speaking loudly, the teacher tells him to sit down. As the boy sits, he blurts out, "Brother Xiao, I'll follow you from now on." The teacher, holding a book, introduces himself as their homeroom teacher, Chan Chinian. He instructs the students to open their Beast Companion Guide to the first chapter, which begins with Beast Theory. The teacher explains, the strength of a beast companion is mainly determined by two factors. The first is the companion's evolution stage. Currently known evolutionary stages, from lowest to highest, include initial form, mature form, complete form, transcendent form, and beast king form. The second factor is the beast's bloodline quality. Bloodlines are ranked from poor to high quality. Higher quality bloodlines naturally suppress lower quality ones. Additionally, the attributes of beast companions create attribute suppression effects. For example, the common 5 elemental attributes, metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, follow a cycle of mutual suppression: wood over earth, earth over water, water over fire, fire over metal, metal over wood. Beyond these 5 basic attributes, there are other variants like sand and lightning, but I won't list them all here. While the teacher is explaining this, the protagonist gets bored and rests his head on the desk to sleep. Noticing this, the teacher angrily throws a piece of chalk at him. The chalk hits him, and the protagonist wakes up with a startled expression. Seeing him like this, the teacher asks, "You re-sleeping in my class? Then tell me, what is the weakness of the sky demon lizard? If you can't answer, don't bother coming back tomorrow." Hearing this, the protagonist confidently answers, "Venom. The sky demon lizard has venom sacs near its abdomen." Hearing the protagonist's correct answer, the teacher asks him another question. "Where do ice condor crocodiles usually live?" The protagonist responds, "In the Frostfall Lake region of the Southern Dragon Kingdom, as well as the cold pools beneath the Kunlun Glacier Falls." Hearing this, all the students, and even the teacher, are shocked. The teacher, determined to test him further, asks, "If you encounter a sky-rending tiger in the wild, what should you do?" The protagonist replies, "I would bite down on my ID card and find a shady spot to lie down." Hearing this peculiar answer, all the students and the teacher look at him in disbelief and ask why he would do that. Everyone filled with questions. The protagonist explains, the sky-rending tiger is a beast king from the mutated beasts. Only a level 6 or higher beast master could stand a chance against it. For beginner beast masters like us, encountering one in the wild means certain death. So, I'd put my ID in my mouth to make it easier for my family to identify my body. Finding a shady spot would also slow down the body's decay. After hearing this explanation, the teacher slams his hand on the desk and shouts, "Full marks." He continues to question the protagonist with problems from the book's final chapter. The protagonist answers all of them flawlessly, having already read and finished the entire textbook. In the end, the teacher, impressed, tells the protagonist to follow him while instructing the rest of the class to study on their own. The two walk out of the classroom, and the protagonist apologizes to the teacher for falling asleep earlier. However, the teacher tells him, "You've already mastered the entire semester's theory content." The protagonist replies, "It's all thanks to your great teaching." The teacher, annoyed at his flattery, scolds him, "Cut the flattery, kid. Since you've completed the theory section, it's time for you to move on to advanced material." Saying this, the teacher hands him a library pass for the Azure Dragon Academy. With this pass, the protagonist can freely access the library and borrow books for free. As he walks away, the teacher tells him, "I've got nothing left to teach you." The scene shifts to the Azure Dragon Academy library, where the protagonist is sitting on the floor near a bookshelf, engrossed in reading some books. Suddenly, a group of students enters the library, led by a boy surrounded by a gang of followers. This boy is revealed to be Wang Yan, the son of Vice Principal Wang Dongsheng. Wang Yan arrogantly commands, "All the boys, get out of here. Ladies, stay and keep him company while he studies." Seeing this, the boys in the library beg, "Please let us go." Hearing the commotion, the protagonist closes his book, picks it up, and throws it at the arrogant boy, hitting him square on the head. Rubbing his head, Wang Yan shouts angrily, "Who did that?" One of his followers points at the protagonist and says, "It's that kid over there. He disrespected you." The protagonist approaches Wang Yan and says, "Bullying girls? You've got no shame." Wang Yan sneers and replies, "What? Do you think you're some kind of hero?" One of the girls standing behind the protagonist whispers to him, "You should leave. He's the son of Vice Principal Wang Dongsheng. We can't afford to mess with him." Hearing this, Wang Yan arrogantly says, "If you know what's good for you, kneel and apologize now." Instead, the protagonist kicks Wang Yan's private part. "I think he has 2 omelets now." Wang Yan collapses to the ground, clutching his 2 balls and writhing in pain. His lackeys rush to him, asking, "Are you okay?" Despite being in pain, Wang Yan angrily threatens the protagonist, shouting from the floor, "How dare you mess with me? I'll make sure you don't leave this library alive. Today, I'll show you who's really in charge at Qinglong Academy." Just as Wang Yan is yelling, the principal arrives at the scene and says coldly, "I didn't realize Qinglong Academy was under your control." Hearing the principal's voice, Wang Yan panics and thinks, "How did the principal find out so quickly?" The principal glares angrily at Wang Yan and says, "Wang Yan, I already understand what happened. Since the 2 of you have a conflict, we'll resolve this according to Article 8 of the school rules." As soon as the principal says this, the scene shifts to the academy's battle arena, where everyone is discussing who will win the battle between Xiao Xingyu and Wang Yan. Some students are whispering to each other, saying, "Wang Yan's beast is a legendary quality 6-clawed sky-splitting leopard. Can Xiao Xingyu really win?" Meanwhile, the boy who had earlier pledged to follow Xiao declares confidently to everyone, "Of course, my brother will win this battle." From the VIP seats, a teacher is silently thinking, "Xiao Xingyu, don't let me down." In the arena, the referee calls both contestants forward to shake hands. As Wang shakes hands with the protagonist, he sneers, "I'll show you what happens when you go against me." Xiao replies calmly, "Is that so? Then I'll wait for your apology." The referee then signals the start of the match. As the battle begins, Wang summons his ice leopard. A blue magic circle appears, and from it emerges the ice leopard. Wang activates his skill, and blood begins to trickle from his eyes as a status window appears before him. Name: 6-clawed sky splitting leopard level. Initial stage 1 bloodline. Legendary attributes: Ice and Wind dual system talent 1. Profound Ice Freeze adds freezing damage to any attack, reducing the enemy's movement speed and attack speed by 30%. 2. Shattering Cold launches an ice sphere that locks onto the target, explodes, and creates ice blades, causing area damage. Loyalty: 72. Seeing these stats, Xiao is momentarily shocked. He quickly summons his Gale Hound. Everyone in the audience is stunned upon seeing Xiao's beast. Even the principal, watching from the VIP seats, is astonished, thinking, Xiao Xingyu's beast is an evolved version of the Gale Hound. But how? Everyone knows that the Gale Hound is a useless beast with no evolution path. In the arena, Wang orders his Ice Leopard to attack the Gale Hound using Ice Crack. Xiao commands his Gale Hound to dodge with serpentine movements. The Gale Hound nimbly avoids the attack but gets struck by the leopard's claws when it gets too close. Xiao's class teacher, observing the fight, thinks seriously. Xiao Xingyu's hellish Gale Hound is a wind and fire dual attribute beast, while the 6-clawed sky-splitting leopard is an ice and wind dual attribute beast. The attribute disadvantage is still a concern. Seeing his beast dominate Xiao's, Wang yells, "I'll disable your beast." He then commands his ice leopard to use its Shattering Heaven skill. The Gale Hound is frozen solid within a crystal of ice. Wang laughs and taunts Xiao, "Your beast will freeze to death in there." Everyone in the audience eagerly watches, wondering what Xiao will do next. Despite seeing his beast in such a dire state, Xiao remains calm and even smiles slightly. He instructs his beast to activate Night Stalker, allowing it to escape from the ice crystal. The audience, the principal, and the teachers are all stunned by this unexpected turn of events. Even Wang is caught off guard and starts frantically looking around for the Gale Hound. Suddenly, A circle forms behind Wang, and the Gale Hound appears, launching an attack at him. However, Wang's ice leopard counters the attack, protecting him. The Gale Hound retreats back to Xiao, who says, "Now let's show them our true strength." He commands his beast to use Silent Claw, and the Gale Hound launches a flurry of attacks on the ice leopard, which struggles to counter. Finally, Xiao ends the battle by ordering his Gale Hound to use Hell Howl. The Gale Hound gathers energy in its mouth and fires a powerful energy beam at the ice leopard, defeating it completely. The referee declares Xiao the winner. The audience erupts in cheers, shouting Xiao Xingyu's name. Meanwhile, Wang kneels on the ground, clutching his fists in anger, muttering, "This can't be happening. I can't lose." Xiao approaches him, and the principal also steps forward, saying, "According to Academy Rule Number 8, you must apologize to Xiao and settle this matter here." Wang, suppressing his anger, apologizes to Xiao and leaves the arena. As he walks away, he overhears the principal telling Xiao, "You're the second student to catch my eye." Hearing this, Wang thinks to himself, "I'll get my revenge for this humiliation someday." The principal then says to Xiao, "In 3 days, the freshman ranking competition will be held. I look forward to seeing your performance." Xiao blushes at the praise and asks, "Who was the first student to catch your eye?" The principal replies, "A young genius with a spiritual power level over 1,000 Yi Shuangqing." Hearing this name, Xiao remembers hearing it during the entrance exams. Interrupting his thoughts, the principal hands him a ring and says, "This is your reward for winning the match." Seeing the ring, Xiao's eyes and mouth open wide in amazement. The ring is a spatial ring, a piece of storage equipment crafted using advanced technology. It can store everything a Beastmaster needs, including food, supplements, and monster cores, while being highly portable. Xiao happily accepts the ring and heads home, thinking his sister must be waiting for him. On his way, a little girl bumps into him. Before she can fall, Xiao catches her and pats her head, asking, "Are you okay? Be careful next time and head home safely." The girl grabs Xiao's sleeve and says, "I have no home to go to. Please adopt me." Later, at the boys' dormitory, Xiao's sister scolds him, thinking he has kidnapped a child. Xiao explains everything to her and says, the girl has a fear of beasts, which is why she can't control even a single beast to become a beastmaster. Her family mistreated her because of this. I can help her overcome her fear of beasts. The little girl also pleads tearfully with Xiao's sister, saying, "Please let me stay. I don't want to go back home." Xiao's sister, Ruak Shu, reluctantly agrees to let her stay. The next morning at Azure Academy, all students gather before their homeroom teacher. Xiao is lost in thought about why his sister warned him to avoid the Yi family. His blind supporter asks him, "What are you thinking about? And what about the Yi family?" The supporter reminds him that Instructor Chan said today's lesson is about battlefield positioning. He asks Xiao, "What is battlefield positioning?" Xiao snaps out of his thoughts and begins explaining. Beastmasters focus on teamwork in battle, with different roles and positions. There are 5 types of roles. 1. Shooter. Beasts with long-range attacks for dealing consistent damage from afar. 2. Mage. Beasts with large-scale control skills useful in group fights. 3. Tank. Beasts with strong defense and healing abilities, serving as shields for the team. 4. Assassin. Beasts with high mobility and finishing power, responsible for taking out low-health enemies. 5. Support. Beasts with buff skills, enhancing the team's abilities. The boy, understanding, asks Xiao which position suits his storm butterfly. Xiao starts to respond, but the teacher interrupts, saying, "No talking during class." Instructor Chun instructs the students to summon their beasts in order to evaluate their battlefield positioning. The first student, Song Hu, summons a powerful bull beast and is assigned the tank position. Zhao's blind supporter, Wu Shangyu, summons his storm butterfly, which has water abilities, earning him the mage role. Finally, it's Zhao's turn. Instructor Chun asks him to summon his Gale Hound and perform an attack test. The Gale Hound lands a critical hit on the measuring device, displaying triple damage with an impact score of 6,371. Everyone is shocked, as most students barely manage 5x damage. Even Instructor Chan is surprised, thinking initial beast's special attacks usually range from 500 to 1,500 damage, but Zhao's Hellstorm Wolf landed a triple critical hit over 2,000. After completing his tests, Xiao asks the instructor if he should be assigned the assassin role. Instructor Chun, still stunned, replies, "Not yet." Next is the range test. Zhao's Gale Hound achieves an attack range of 800 meters. In the defense test, even the teacher's powerful ice armor turtle couldn't break through its protective barrier. Xiao excels in the control test as well. Finally, during the buff test, the simulated data analysis reveals that any beast within 10 meters of Zhao's Hellstorm Wolf receives a 30% combat boost, along with a 10% increase in attack and movement speed. Hearing Teacher Chen's explanation, Zhao's follower asks the teacher, "So, which battlefield position will Xiao Xingyu fit into?" For a moment, Teacher Chen is speechless. However, breaking the silence, the teacher replies, "There is a special position that suits him best." Here the video ends. For the next part, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and press the bell icon.